Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
Good morning and welcome along to Chasing Winners on this Friday morning. It's now 9 minutes after 9. David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw with you. Matty McDermott here with us in the TAB radio studios as well. No Peter O'Neill today, Jesse, so it's the dynamic duo on this Friday morning and can't wait for Mandurah tonight. We've got heats of the Mandurah Cup. The circuit's now been in action again for a week and the track itself's come up really well. And it's come up with some outstanding sprinters tonight there for the Mandurah Cup heats. Good morning.
Good morning, Shorty. Yeah, it's great to see Mandurah back up and running. Have you worked out any nuances with the circuit so far?
I would say to this point, Jesse, that greyhounds that have been running over the 275 or 380 and just getting it at Cannington are very vulnerable over the 300 and 400 metres over the last 30 metres of the race at Mandurah. Just with the wider nature of the circuit, dogs that have got that stronger run home seem to get the splits and longer straight to wind up to run down those leaders that don't necessarily have the strength at the back end of their races.
Well, I've got some data for you, Shorty. Now, I like to work out some box statistics. Now, I've taken into account full fields, not vacant boxes or anything. And it's a big bias over the 300 metres so far for outside draws, which surprised me. So 15 starts, 15 races with full field conditions. 73% of winners have come from boxes 5, 6, 7 or 8.
There's been a lot of 7s.
Yes. Now, 5s, in fact, over the 300 metres. There's been 15 races. 6 of them have been won from box 5 so far. Obviously, when you have other box statistics that don't take into account full field conditions, where I have here, over the 400 metres, the bias isn't so bad, but still slight preference to outside draws. That will probably fix itself in due course, but it's about 40 to 60 from 15 starts as well. So interesting that with the 300 metre races, is it a bias as such, or is it just the better dogs winning?
I think you probably have to give it a good month to sort of bed down and settle in before we can sort of identify any legitimate sort of patterns or boxes that are going to be well suited. I do like the new circuit though. It does give most dogs an opportunity just with that little bit of extra room and the straight start to the races to wind up into that first corner. But I've been really impressed with the way the track's handled to this point in time. So we get a good opportunity tonight to see plenty of these races over the 488 metres, a stack of the real high quality city grade sprinters going around in heats of the Mandurah Cup tonight. We've got 12 races up for debate. The first of them gets underway a local time there tonight at 7:06, so it should be a tremendous card. Try and talk you through any of the markets when they do come up throughout the course of the morning. Nothing there, though, for the first race on the program tonight. It is the free entry Tab Touch Park Novice over the 400 metres. Jesse very keen on one here to kick off the program. Resuming off a break, greyhound number 2 Crossing always had a huge opinion of the trainer, Kevin Phillips. And this young dog's shown well above average ability in its career to date. Was a really nice performance to come out and win its maiden in 21.72. That was on 6:50 early, 21.72 overall, and then its third career race start, I thought it was excellent in defeat behind Romped from the wide draw, copped a bunch of checks, and to still run 22.03 in that scenario, I thought it was an excellent run. So back to the races tonight, in good hands with Kevin Phillips. I'll put my faith in him. I think this is a dog that's going to zip its way through the grades. I'll go with 2 as a special Crossing on top. From number 8, Sunset Viper, nice effort to win last time out. Likewise with number 7, Coda Herrera, and 5, Picono, placed at its last 3, can hit the frame again here. 2, though, pretty keen Crossing from 8, 7 and 5.
Yeah, 2 Crossing, my best bet on the card, comes up nice and early. For second, number 8, Sunset Viper. Third, 1 Ace Glimmer, and for fourth, I'll throw in 3, Rev on Reggie. 2, 8, 1 and 3, race 1.
2, 8, 1 and 3 for Jesse. I'm going with 2, 8, 7, 5. We're both keen on the checks as a special to kick off the program tonight there at Mandurah. Race number 2 on the card. This is a novice over the 488 metres. I'm going to go bang bang early with a couple of my better bets because I thought that number 3, Little Bit Bitter, looked a really good play here in the second race. It was a tremendous performance last time out from the wide draw, showed excellent early pace. 27.54 was only a couple of lengths outside best of night. That's not a bad mark when you're going around in novice grade. Again, with a similar getaway here, Little Bit Bitter will be hard to beat. From number 5, Mignon, look, recent form's been in a variety of distances against some very nice types. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see Mignon improve sharply in a race like this. Number 8, Erasmus Duke. Very rare this dog goes to the races and doesn't hit top 4. I think again it will hit the frame, and 2, Sunset Caribbean, will be strong late. 3, 5, 8, 2.
I'll go 5, 3, 8 and 4. 5 Mignon on top. I think the wider Mandurah track should suit. He does tend to use a bit of she tends to use a bit of the track, Mignon. She's gone as quick as 30.04 in the past at Cannington. I think she should be improving with the trip to the Pill Circuit. For second, 3, Little Bit Bitter was really impressive last week over the 4.88. For third, number 8, Erasmus Duke. And for fourth, 4, Remember Luigi, was a nice little run there last week. 5, 3, 8 and 4, race 2. 5, 3, 8 and 4 for Jesse there in the second. You tuned into Chasing Winners on TAB Radio on this Friday morning. David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw with you, looking at tonight's Mandurah program. We're up to race number 3, thechoicechem.com.au. It's a free-for-all over the 400 metres. Gee, it's a deep race. There's a lot of high-quality chasers in this lineup. I'm going to team up, though, with a greyhound that's been very good to us here over the last 6 to 8 weeks, Barrio Beast. This is a high-quality lineup. I love the way this dog hit the line, though, last week, and you just get the impression that this Mandurah circuit is going to be ideal for Barrio Beast. Plenty of room to wind up into its races, which is exactly what it needs, and when it gets that room, you really can let rip with a sectional. So 4 on top. I thought number 1 was a big danger here, Howard Hook. This greyhound is back in splendid form for trainer Andrew McLaren. Last 2 wins have been visually good, but they've also been there on the clock over the 380 at Cannington. So having its first look here on race night over the 400 metres, but from the draw, I thought it could absolutely be a threat. Number 7, Ultimate Command. The early markets that I've seen on this race has this dog in well into double digits, and I think that's disrespectful, particularly for the place. I think I've seen around 360, 370 a place. That looks a solid place price for a greyhound that very, very rare that it misses top 4 and has run a stack of placings. I don't think box 7 will pose too many problems, so happy to have it in at the price. And then I didn't have much between 5 and 6, All Over Carly and All Over Khan. I've gone with the 5 there, All Over Carly. So 4, 1, 7, 5 for me in the third. I'll go 1, 4, 6, 2, jumping off Barrier Beast this week, which is... It's a crime punishable by getting kicked off the show like Peter O'Neill. He jumped on board, though, last week, Pete. We got to give him credit. He eventually worked out how good Barrio Beast is, and he thought that the track would be good for it, and he was bang on the mark. Yeah, it was really impressive last week, but I'll go with Howard Hook on top. Winner of his last 2, he's got a good record from box number 1. I think the Mandurah circuit should suit him rather than the Ben start at Cannington. For second, 4, Barrier Beast. For third, 6, All Over Khan. And for fourth, 2, All Over Carjo. 1, 4, 6, 2, race 3. 1, 4, 6 and 2 for Jesse. I'm going 4, 1, 7 and 5. On to race number 4. This is the first of the Mandurah Cup heats at Group 2 level there tonight. We have got a Tab Touch market up here, and Nangar Bubbles heads up betting as a $2.10 chance, solidified 280. Roman Blazer at $5.50. The second reserve there, Sunset Mirage 6, Flying Free to $6.50. Speedy Willow $7.50. Fire Cloud $9. Jesse, I'll throw over to you and get your thoughts. The first thing that springs to mind, though, when you look at this particular race is there's a stack of early pace in the race. Nangar Bubbles in 1 is a really quick splitter. Speedy Willow in 2's coming off 380 metre former. It was showing good pace. Fire Cloud in 3 we know is a very slick speedster. Mohican Mistress in 4 last week led for a long way after showing good early pace. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, all with that early speed. Are they going to cook each other and set it up for a bat marker here, or will one of those leaders clear out? I'm hoping that one of the leaders can clear it. I've gone with number 1, Nangar Bubbles on top. Led the Youngstars Classic last week at Group 3 level. Before them was a good 29.88 winner in the heat. The track conditions didn't suit her last week. It was a fair bit heavier than what we've seen in the past. I think going back to Mandurah, shorter trip, I think she should improve. From 8 to solidified, bringing that 600-metre form. Box 8 is always a big query on a Ben start. We haven't seen too many races over the 488, so we sort of can't see what is going to happen from wide draws. For third, number 3, Fire Cloud, and for fourth, 7, Flying Frida. 1, 8, 3 and 7, race 4.
1, 8, 3 and 7 for Jesse. I've seen it quite similar. It's not a race I'm betting into, punters. I don't have a lot of confidence for the mere fact that there is all of that early speed on the inside. And when that is the case, unless one of those dogs really clearly finds the top, it can really set the race up to be made for a swooper. And I've gone with one, Nangar Bubbles. Just consistency when it comes to getting out of the boxes and running that first split. Have it on top here. It may be vulnerable late, though. And if that is the case, there are 2 dogs that will be absolutely charging. One of them, of course, is number 8, Solidified, who is very, very talented and very, very strong. 7, Flying Frida is the other. We've seen this greyhound run with success over the 600 metres. It'll be charging to the line. And I'll include the newcomer, Roman Blazer, from box number 5 here. Really interesting race, very talented bunch of runners, but it's not one that I have enough confidence to bet into personally. Jesse, I'll be watching on with my tips 1, 8, 7 and 5. You're going 1, 8, 3 and 7. On to race number 5, first leg of the quaddie this evening.
I've got the final scratchings through as well.
Go ahead.
We'll clear them out. Reserves out of all races. Race 8, take out number 1, Sozens Azuri. So race 8, number 1 is the only scratching. Reserves out of all races there tonight at Mandurah, Shorty.
Very nice. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate that. So all of the reserves and just one other scratching race, 8, number 1, Sozens Azuri. It certainly is good news. Hasn't messed with any of our pre-form as far as what the race makeups will be. So first leg of the quaddie, race 5, the KCR Pet Transport Mandurah Cup heat. Over the 488 metres, tab touch market here. We've got Runaway to Mars, 210 into 180. Inside Scoop, 420 to $4. Custard Manelli, 7 into 6. Kenya Mia, excellent performance last week. It's at double digits. 12 as big as 17, now into 10. Columbus Manelli, 7 out to 10, liked its most recent performance. Stanger Fire, 12 into 11. Disco Daisy, very easy, 8 to 15. Then we have Halcyon Daisy, outsider of the field, 21 to $26. How do you see it?
I'll go 2, 5, 3 and 8. 2, Runaway to Mars on top. Big move in the market there with Tab Touch before the scratchings come out. So it was a good second last week behind Carla Cadup. Well, 2 weeks ago before them was a winner in 29.89, 29.61 as well in Free For All Company and Open Class Company as well. So I think he's got the class edge on these. For second, number 5, Inside Scoop. Last start winner in 30 and 28 on a pretty heavy track. Before then was running into some really talented types such as Sandpatch and Runaway to Mars and giving them a run for their money. I think he can show some really good form here. For third, 3, Kanyamere. Like you said, Shorty, that was a massive run last week behind Hinto. Had to make up a lot of ground and got past Crumble Benelli into the front straight, which is something I didn't see happening. And for fourth, I'll throw an 8, Columbus Benelli, coming off a good win last start from middle draw. 2, 5, 3 and 8, race 5.
Yeah, see, quite similar. 2 on top, Runaway to Mars. Danger 5, Inside Scoop. These 2 dogs did, of course, meet going back a couple of starts ago. On that occasion, it was Runaway to Mars who was able to prevail. 3 starts ago, that was in the free-for-all there, and Runaway to Mars just a touch too good for Inside Scoop. I think with the inside advantage, we might see something similar here tonight. 3, Kanyamere to be at double-figure odds after that performance last week. It's a very easy each-way bet to have, and it's pretty rare that Kanyamere misses top 3. So the 10 and 290 is quite appealing if you like them at a bit of a price. And then I had very little separating 6 and 8, Custard Manelli and Columbus Manelli. Throw them both into your trifectas and first fours. 2, 5, 3 and 6 in the first leg of the quaddie tonight there, race number 5. We move to race number 6. It is the investinthechase.com.au Mandurah Cup heat, and the tab touch market here sees Weston Booney 460 into 280. It's been well supported. Electrified 250 out to 360. Eugenius 420 to 480. Hinto 6 into 5. Sandpatch 15 into 6 has been a nice move. A little bit twisted, 8 out to 12. Go Seek Katoni 15 out to 17, and Spider Venom, our outsider, 26 right out to $71 now. Your thoughts for race number 6?
I'll tell you this, I think it's the strongest heat of all the heats tonight. It's certainly a good field. It's hard to sort of tip against most of these dogs, but I've gone 7, 6, 3 and 1. 7, Hinto on top. He was really good last week, winning this free-for-all over the 488 metres, so he's got experience at the track in race conditions. That's going to be a massive advantage for him. 2nd, 6, Sandpatch, I think will be the early speed influence on the race with some good times at Cannington over the 520, running some outstanding first splits. For 3rd, 3, West on Booney, a greyhound who took out the All-Stars Sprinter Group 2 Level 2 back. And for 4th, number 1, Eugenius, the hot 29.74 winner last start. And you're leaving out greyhounds like Electrified and Spider Venom. Ghostic Katoni's been in outstanding form as well. A little bit twisted. Had 11 starts and won 9 of them. It's a good race.
It is indeed. So 7, 6, 3 and 1 for Jesse. I've landed on the same dog on top. Thought the price is good. $5 each way, Hinto, for a dog that really very rarely misses top 3 and has, as you've said, had the luxury of going around in race conditions, running best of night 27.37. Actually hit the ground really well. Hinto not known for being a tremendous beginner, but I thought that it came out as well as you could have hoped for from an inside draw last time out. So hopefully he can do something similar here and land close to the speed. Number 2, Electrified, probably going just a little below its best at the moment, but we know Electrified over a really long period of time has been one of this state's elite sprinters, and when the big series have been on, traditionally Electrified turns up to play. So wouldn't be at all surprised to see Electrified sharpen up and be right in the mix again here tonight. 3, West on Booney, or he can burn the candle at both ends here. He is a dog that will be rattling home late, and I do think the spacious surrounds of Mandurah will suit. And number 1, Eugenius, Jay Jacobson's really got this greyhound in the zone. Went back to Northern where the greyhound has raced particularly well. There's a couple of sub-30 wins at Cannington as well in recent times. That last start, 29.74, Cannington's elite work. So it's there in the mix as well. Cracking heat of the Mandurah Cup. 7, 2, 3 and 1 for me. Jesse going 7, 6, 3 and 1. We move to race number 7, the Tommy Shelby at stud. Mandurah Cup heat over the 488 metres at Tab Touch Market. Sees the King Tommy, $1.70, as big as $1.90, now $1.85. Crumble Manelli's been well backed off the inside, $3.20 into $2.70. Carla Cadup, excellent performance to win last time out from this chaser. It's a 6 into $4.60 chance. Kachu, 13 into 7. Shadow Manelli, 26 into 10. West on Blossom's been easy, 15 to 26. Orokanui, 51 to 34. And Agent 11, 26 out to $41. Jesse, your thoughts here for race number 7, the last opportunity to qualify through to next week's rich Mandurah Cup final?
I think you got to go with the informed sprinter of late. That's King Tommy, 8137. Down in trip might be a little bit of a concern. He's been racing over the 600 metres and the 520. He should find the line as good as ever, but will he have enough time to sort of pick up some of these dogs that he's going to give a head start to? I've got him on top, though, for second. Number 1, Crumble Manelli. Was a good run last week. Didn't find the front with his best jump, but he's had to muster 3, and he did a lot of work, so wasn't that much of a surprise looking back at the replay to see him fade into 3rd. For 3rd, I'll throw in 3, Colour Cadup, a greyhound who was the last start free-for-all winner. And for 4th, 7, Catch You. He's always thereabouts in these feature races. Always manages to find a way to sneak into the finals. 8, 1, 3 and 7, race 7.
8, 1, 3 and 7 for Jesse. I'm very similar. Same numbers, just slightly different order. 8 on top, King Tommy. Just love the dog. He's just a winning machine. Every time he fronts up to the track, you get the best of runs for your money. Look, he's going to get room to wind up out wide. There's no doubt about that. Just how big a lead he's spotting a couple of these will be interesting. But one thing you know for sure, he'll get plenty of room in that home straight to really wind up. And if he's anywhere near the leaders, watch him sprout wings late. So 8 on top, and I'll make him a special. He has been with me for the last 6 weeks. We've pretty much gone with him, and he's won us a stack. So we'll stick with the King again tonight, number 8 on top. From number 1, Crumble Manelli. Didn't mind the run from off the arm last week. After it was headed early, I thought, this could be just a dropout job, but it stuck to its task really well and was only beaten 3 lengths behind Hinto in the end. I thought the run was good, and you'd think would benefit greatly for a look at the track there last week. If it finds the lead clearly here, could be really running them along. 7, Kachu runs a stack of placings, and 3, Carla Cadup racing well for Eric Campana. 8, 1, 7 and 3 for me there in the last of the Mandurah Cup heats tonight. We move to race number 8, A1 Salvage and Hardware. This is a grade 4 over the 400 metres. Jesse?
I'll go 8, 2, 7 and 5, 8 Launch Control on top. It was a good run last week. You can't afford to give him a head start like he did before. I'm expecting him to come out just ever so slightly better. For second, 2, Bang. This was a really nice run off the arm last week. He's definitely a greyhound to follow. He looks like he's going to take a nice suiting to the new Mandurah circuit. For third, 7, Westdale Fury. Was a good run last week, 22.45. That was only a length off the best today time run in the free-for-all. And for fourth, 5, West on Fizz. 8, 2, 7 and 5, race 8.
Yeah, 7, 8, 5 and 2 for me. I'm going to stick with the dog that was good to us last week, Westdale Fury. It was around a $10 chance when we put it out last week, and it never looked like getting beaten, to be honest. I thought it was a stunning performance from the wide draw. It was in the same race as Launch Control last week, and Launch Control had the same draw, so there'll be no pressure from the outside again here. I just think that Westdale Fury, it's a rinse and repeat job. If it can run to the performance that it did last week with that really quick early split, finding the top, running around that 22.4 range, it'll take a power of beating. So 7 on top again for me, Westdale Fury, albeit we're not getting as good a price this time around. From number 8, Launch Control, a clear threat in this race. Placed 7 of 10 from box number 8 and was only beaten 4 1/4 after jumping last week. If we can just tidy that start up a little bit and be within range, it'll be pelting home late. Number 5 in West on Fizz was a very good 22.52 winner, holding out Robotnik late last week. That's pretty good form for a race like this. And the dog you touched on, who was good last week at a price, Bang, comes up with box number 2, a draw. He's had 7 times for 3 wins here, and looks like a dog that will appreciate this new circuit at Mandurah. Don't let it under your guard. 7, 8, 5 and 2 for me, race number 8 on the program. We move to race number 9, and then it is the Prime Trophies, mixed grade 4 and 5 over the 400 metres. And here we once again see a race where there's a number of winning hopes. I thought it was one of the more open races of the night. Cheyenne Lani's an interesting runner for Cosy D'Agostino off the inside draw. Liquor License is a dog that has been racing pretty well at Northam over the 400 metres here. It looks like a distance that could really suit the greyhound. Golden Chopstick's got its share of ability. Didn't mind the run of returning Tide. It's an open race. Jesse, how are you playing race 9?
I'll go 5, 7, 3, 1, 5 returning Tide. Like you said, I thought it wasn't a bad run first up over the 400 metres. Its form over the 520 was a little bit disappointing, to be honest. Back down to the 400 was a really nice run last week, expecting some improvement as well. The second, 7, Golden Chopstick. For third, 3, Liquor License. And for fourth, 1, Cheyenne Lani. 5, 7, 3, 1, race 9.
Yeah, I'll go 7, 3, 5 and 1 here. 7 on top, Golden Chopstick. Look, it didn't go to plan last time out. Greyhound's better than that. If it can just get the start right, it can certainly play a part here in this sort of grade. From number 3, Liquor License. By rights, this should be the pet distance for Liquor License, a dog that probably just the last little bit of 500 is on its limits, but 400 should just be the absolute Goldilocks sweet spot for this greyhound, so we'll go with it as the danger. 5 returning Tide, I thought was a good point, and earlier on in the week the guys spoke to Luke Townsend. He gave, of all of their runners this weekend, this was the dog he gave the best push for. I certainly respect that. And number 1, Cheyenne Lani from the good draw, it could improve sharply. 7, 3, 5 and 1 for me, race 9. Moving to race number 10, a mixed grade 4 and 5 over the 400 metres, the Zach Manelli at stud. How do you see the 10th, Jesse?
I'll go 8, 7, 4 and 6, 8 Robotnik on top. He was really good last week when second behind West on Fizz. Just went down by a neck. 22.54 seems like a pretty competitive time over the trip. For second, 7, Idle a While, bringing that good 380 metre form, 21.90, 21.71 at his past 2 wins. For third, number 4, Finlock Shadows, who's been racing well over the 380 at Cannington as well. Had that good northern patch 2 for Ben McLean. And for fourth, 6, Nangar Pearl. She was a pretty short price favourite last week, let a few down. I think there's a fair bit of improvement there just going off her form in the past. You know, she's a Wentworth Park winner, so you must respect her. 8, 7, 4 and 6 in race 10.
8, 7, 4 and 6. I've got the same greyhound on top, Robotnik here. Will appreciate room to wind up out wide. Had a look at the circuit last week. I thought it was a very good performance. From number 1, Miss Condoleezza. This greyhound's in a real purple patch of form at the moment for Damien Credelli. Number 7 in Idle a While, and 6, Nangar Pearl. 8, 1, 7 and 6 for me in race number 10. We move to race number 11. It is a grade 5 over the 400 metres, a Science Strategy Call Fit Phil. Good morning to Phil Cutt, if he is tuned in to the program this morning. One of the great supporters of racing here, and greyhound racing in particular, for a couple of decades now. Jesse has been a great sponsor.
I'll go 7, 2, 1 and 4. 7 Sunset Cobra on top has got those good wins at Cannington in 21.7 and 21.65. I think the Mandurah circuit should suit her a little bit more than what Cannington does. For second, number 2 in Grass Patch. For third one, Can't Bluff Me. And for fourth, 4 Teflon Sunny, who was actually a really good run last week, Teflon Sunny. He caught my eye over the concluding stages. 7, 2, 1 and 4, race 11.
Yeah, same numbers, slightly different order. 7 on top, Sunset Cobra. You can look back at those performances, 2 and 3 back. If he brings those here, be very hard to beat. From 1, Can't Bluff Me, I thought it was excellent from the same draw last time out. If it can roll to the top here, it'll take some running down. Number 2, Grass Patch, solid last time out. It ran quicker time than Can't Bluff Me. It has to be respected. And 4, Teflon Sunny will be charging late. 7, 1, 2 and 4. And that leaves us with but one, race number 12. It's the greyhoundspets.com.au. Grade 5 over the 488 metres to round out the card.
5, 4, 1, 7, 5 Sunset Mirage on top. Good winner last week, 27.45. Set a good standard for the other greyhounds to follow. For second, 4 Delphini. Good run behind Dust Deluxe last week when going down by a length. For third, 1 Jimmy Rocks. And for fourth, 7 Sin Rap Miss. 5, 4, 1, 7, race 12.
5, 4, 1, 7 for Jesse. I've gone number 5 on top. Sunset Mirage is one of the bets of the night. Looks really well placed here. I think that it'll take all of the stopping. From number 1, Jimmy Rocks from the good draw. No surprise to see Jimmy come out and give them a little something to think about here. Number 7 in Sin Rap Miss. We're finding out more about the dog all the time. And 4 Delphini, never too far away from the action. 5, 1, 7 and 4. Best bets in a quaddie for tonight, Jesse?
No quaddie. It looks pretty hard. Would have to take field. So we won't do that. Race 1, number 2, Crossing. Race 2, number 5, Mignon could be at a bit of value there. And race 10, number 8, Robotnik are my 3 best bets on the card.
Very nice. Best bets for me. Race 1, number 2, Crossing. Race 7, number 8, King Tommy. Race 12, number 5, Sunset Mirage. And we'll stick with race 8, number 7, Westdale Fury, who was good for us last week. From a quaddie perspective, first leg numbers 2, 3, 5, 6 and 8. Second leg numbers 1, 2, 3 and 7. In the third leg there, we'll go with just numbers 1 and 8. Trim it up there in that third leg. And then the final leg, home with numbers 5, 7 and 8. So 5, 7 and 8 in that final leg. $120 we're looking at there for a full unit. If you're looking to get involved, $24 will get you 20%. Let's find out the latest from the Gun Guru, who will be calling all of the action there tonight at the Mandurah circuit, and he's been seeing them very nicely for the punters in recent times, has Ryan Levitsky. Now joins us on the program. Welcome to you, Ryan.
Good morning, Shorty. Good morning, Jesse.
How's everything going on your end?
Well, last night was good, Shorty. A lot of winners came flying down the outside. If you watched the races last night, more than half the winners were out very deep on the track, which is something new at the Mandurah track, that's for sure.
Yeah, the swoopers and over, both 300 and 400 metre distances, even the 488. We've seen a couple of David Hobby's dogs from box 7 just absolutely Shanghai across from out wide on the track. Be interesting to see how they go tonight in these Mandurah Cup heats. Who are your better bets on the program?
Well, I think Crossing will win the first. I've got quite a few tonight. So race 1, number 2, I think Runaway to Mars. This is its race. Inside Scoop's a big chance to get a bump out of the boxes. I think Runaway to Mars will get a nice shepherd from Kanyamia. So race 5, number 2. Race 6, when I looked at the market, I thought Electrified should have been shorter. So I think there's value there about race 6, number 2. And I'll go Crumble. Race 7, number 1, King Tommy. Who knows how this is going to pan out. On the old track, I'd be tipping Crumble with a bit of confidence that King Tommy would find trouble. It's going to be interesting to see where he ends up, King Tommy, and if he gets close enough to win. And the other one that's just perfectly boxed and racing well, race 10, number 8, Robotnik.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, a nice set from Ryan tonight. Race 1, number 2, race 5, number 2, race 6, number 2, race 7, number 1, and race 10, number 8, Robotnik. No quaddies tonight?
Yeah, just a cheap one. Just go number 2 in the first leg, number 2 in the second leg, number 1 in the third leg, and then field in the final leg.
$8 per unit. Very nice from Rhino, the old Blanc, and then Field hoping for a result out of that final leg. It's actually only $7 with Sozen Zazuri coming out of that final leg. We switch our focus to Saturday night at Cannington. I must say, this was a program I found really challenging with a lot of the top liners heading to Mandurah for Mandurah Cup heats. It left this Saturday night meeting a little bit thin on for quality. What did you come up with for Saturday night, Ryan?
Came up with a few roughies, Shorty. Not that this one's rough, but race 3, number 5, West on Nugget, has been catching my eye. A little bit surprised to see how long it's taken for this greyhound to get up to 7:15. So maybe Chris House has got some reservations, but I think this field suits. So race 3, number 5. Just a roughie in race 5, drawn nicely. Dandle up Jasper. His best is very good. I think race 7, number 8, Fortified Mac will be winning at the short odds, and Rubidium can lead race 12, number 1. Quaddy 1, 4, 5, 6 into 1 and 3 into number 8, Fortified Mac, into numbers 2, 4 and 8. That's $24.
Very nice indeed for the punters there. Now, last week you were very good to us with your out wide play on Tuesday night. Sean Kavanagh in the maiden there came to the fore with Mazuma Mayhem. It was a $5 chance, and plenty of the listeners, I'm sure, filled their boots. What have you got for us this week? Anything there on Sunday, Monday or Tuesday for a bet?
Yeah, I've got the big asterisk next to the same dog, Shorty. Race 9, number 4, Mazuma Mayhem, up to Provincial Novice Company. That was a nice win, and I think it can repeat the dose. And just quickly, Shorty, last night I was just on Greyhound Recorder having a look at stats. Ben McLean, the boy from Langford, I knew he was having a good year, but last night he trained his 205th winner for the calendar year.
Wow.
So well done to Ben.
That is phenomenal. Congratulations, Ben. I know he'd had a really good time of it at Northam through the season, but that's really snuck up. That's a huge training achievement. 205 for the year. He's still got 6 or 7 weeks. He could just about give the 250 a nudge.
That's right. I was doing a write-up for the Greyhounds WA, and I thought, I wonder if he's trained 100 winners. And then bang. There's about 6 trainers that have trained over 100. And Benny Mac, 205, if you don't mind. Almost Glenn Maxwell territory.
It is indeed, albeit Benny's probably not cramping up like Maxie was back in the day, doing it nicely. Thank you very much, Ryan, as always, for your company here on Chasing Winners. A good calling tonight. This is going to be an excellent night of chasing. All the very best with your calls throughout the course of the evening.
Thanks, Shorty.
Welcome back to Chasing Winners on this Friday morning. David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw with you. Matty McDermott doing a wonderful job with the studio gig this morning. Let's have a look at Saturday night chasing out there at Cannington. We have got some fixed odds markets up as well. Kicking things off in race number 1. It's the free entry Tap Touch Park Novice over the 520 metres, All About Stone, our $1.75 favourite here. Of course, coming off success there last week in the Young Stars final. Drops back to graded company here, $1.75 and firm. Ghost Emoji, $3.20 to $3.40, $6 Drifter. Hard Maintenance has seen some support, 12 into $8.50. All other runners, $17 and upwards. Off the group victory last week, does All About Stone drop in grade and just win on Saturday night, Jesse?
You think it'd be pretty hard to beat, Shorty. I've gone that way. 7, 3, 1 and 4. Second 3, Ghost Emoji. Coming off a tough run last week, drawn right back on the inside. I expect improvement from him. For third 1, Drifter, a greyhound who uses box 1 to his advantage. And for fourth, I'll throw in 4, Hard Maintenance. Just quickly going back to what Ryan said. There were 5 trainers with over 100 winners so far this year. Ben McLean sits atop, 205 from Chris Hulse, David Hobby, Enzo Credelli, Brad Cook and Damien Credelli. It's amazing to see how many trainers they're sharing the prizes.
Indeed, yeah. Well done to all of those kennels. Pretty successful years in 2023. I'll go 7, 1, 3 and 4 here in the first. All About Stone. And as I touched on, I thought with the Mandurah program chock full of quality, it's left us a little bit light on for Saturday night, on a night where I found it hard to really label one. All About Stone. The backing grade off that group company should be hard to beat. 7 on top from 1, 3 and 4. Race number 2 on the program, Box 1 Restaurant Novice over the 600 metres, and Pepper Grinder, our current favourite here at $3.20, opened up at $2.80, so it's been easy to back to this point. There's been good support for 7, All About Coal, 5 as big as 6 now, $3.70, Starlight Ariel $3.70 to $4.20, Get Out $4.60 to $5, Mongolian Tiger's seen a bit of support at longer odds, 10 into 7, Molfetta Drive 6 to 8, all other runners 41 and upwards. Open affair over the 600 metres here, Jesse.
I'm going to go with Greyhound, who took out this race last week in Pepper Grinder, 2-1-7 and 3, heart and mouth. Moment at the final corner, but she managed to straighten up and get the job done. For second, 1 Mongolian Tiger was good 2 back in 35.05. Uncharacteristically, he jumped to the front, led all the way on that occasion. For third, 7 All About Coal, Greyhound, who I'm excited to see over the 600 metres for the first time. It looks like he was crying out for it. And for fourth, I'll throw in 3 Molfetta Drive, 2, 1, 7 and 3, race 2.
I'll go 2, 7, 1 and 5 here in the second. Pepper Grinder, Greyhound that's had a bit of a time to really get a base behind him over this longer trip now, which I think's been important. He was beaten as a short price favourite on a couple of occasions when he first started going around over this distance, but I think now with that body of work over the longer distance, has got that bit of residual fitness, draws okay down near the inside. A rinse and repeat job from last week would see it pretty hard to beat. So 2 on top from number 7, All About Coal. Always respect these hobby dogs when they step up in trip. Number 1, Mongolian Tiger, does get the inside draw here and can play a part. Appreciate that early money that's come for the dog. Flips sides of the track this time around from out wide there last week in box 8 to the box that this greyhound did win from only 2 starts ago in 35.05. It's worth noting that was a length and a bit quicker than what Pepper Grinder went last week, so you can definitely make a case for Mongolian Tiger at the price here. And number 5, Get Out, 2, 7, 1 and 5 in race number 2. We cruise down to the third, race number 3 on the program. Saturday night, the Prime Trophies, Grade 5 over the 715 metres. Fixed odds market with Tab Touch here. Mixed dozen, $3.60 to $3.70. Papa Mono, $4.20 to $4. Sunset Louis, $3.70 to $4. West On Nugget, $5 to $5.50. Warm Regard, 7 and firm. Ballistic Ant, 13 into 9. Bad Boy Jagger, 17 and firm. And Dandle Up Dollar, our $34 outsider. Another very open staying affair for the grade 5s over the 715, Jesse.
Yeah, it's great to see a full field as well with reserves, something we haven't really seen in the past over the 715, shows that we're starting to build depth over the longer distance. I've gone 4-8-6-2, 4 mixed dozen on top. A greyhound who led all the way 5 back and 42.28, does see the 715 right on his limit. Hopefully he can pinch a break, and there might be a bit of trouble behind. There's not a lot of early speed, so he should be off and gone. For second, number 8, Sunset Louis, was a really good run first up over the trip from box number 1. For third, number 6, Papa Mono, another greyhound, was a really good run last week behind King Tommy. That's very good form lines, 42.68 on a pretty slow track, it must be said. And for fourth, I'll throw in 2, Dandle Up Dollar. He caught my eye over the 652 on Friday. I think he'll relish the extra ground as well. 4, 8, 6 and 2.
I'm going to go with number 6, Make It a Special, Papa Mono, particularly just under the each-way odds here, but I love the run behind King Tommy last week. At one point was sort of sticking on quite nicely, and in the end was only beaten 2.5 lengths. It was over the 600-metre journey, and the time was 34.68. There haven't been too many dogs run much quicker than that in recent times over the 600, so I just thought it was a really good performance, and something like that here would see Papa Mono right in the frame late, charging hopefully all over the top of them. From number 4, Mixed Dozen, who with the master Paul Stewart, be up on speed, making its own luck. Number 5, West On Nugget, should be ideal for it this trip. And 8, Sunset Louis, if it had drawn inside, I probably would have been with it on top, but just from the wider draw, it might be a little bit tougher to find its spot down on the fence. That could make it a little more sticky. So 6 on top, Papa Mono from 4, 5 and 8 for me. Jesse going 4, 8, 6 and 2 in race number 3. We move to the fourth, the Sign Strategy Call, field grade 4, 5 over the 520 metres, and the market here sees Molfetta Cruise 225 out to 240, Bungee Man 290 to 330, support for All Over Keisha 550 to 4, Stranger Within 6 to 7, all other runners $11 and upwards.
I'm going 1, 6, 8 and 4, 1 Molfetta Cruise on top. A greyhound I've always had a high opinion of. He's worked his grades, he's worked his way through the grades nicely. I think he's a Chase who's going to be not top top quality city class chaser, but he's going to be one that's going to go through up and down the grades, win those 2 grade 5s and into free-for-alls. He'll drop back and keep winning those sort of races. For second, 6 Bungee Man, he was a little bit disappointing last week in the final of the Young Stars Classic, but he did get knocked about a bit. For third, number 8 in Stranger Within, and for fourth, 4 West on Marshall, 1, 6, 8 and 4 race 4.
I'll go 1, 6, 3 and 8. 1 Molfetta Cruise off the inside draw here, well placed. It was an excellent win going back 3 starts ago. It's had no luck at all at its last couple. The move back to the inside looks crucial here. From number 6, Bungee Man, coming out of the feature final last week. Didn't get the cosiest of runs, it must be said, off the inside draw. Very capable type who's got a very good winning hit rate. Number 3, All Over Keisha. If All Over Keisha can get across and find the top here, we saw this greyhound do that last time out and run 29.94. Granted, that was in a much easier grade of race, but the fractions that the dog ran, if we can reproduce them here, can certainly be competitive. And number 8, Stranger Within, next best. 1, 6, 3 and 8 for me in the fourth. We move to race number 5, first leg of the quaddie out there on Saturday night. The Auto Owls Bentley, a grade 5 over the 520 metres. Fixed odds market with Tab Touch Seas, 90 Mile Rose. It's arrived in WA and gone bang bang off box 1 on both occasions. Times have been good. It draws box 4 this Saturday night. It's $2.30 into $2. Crypto Manelli 3 to 3.80. Supercharged 7 into 6. Then we're down to Jamie Keeping $8. Dandel Up Jasper $10. It's 17 and upwards from there. Wild Amigo, if it gets a run as a reserves there, as a $7 chance. 90 Mile Rose moves us from box 1 to box 4 on Saturday night. Jesse, will it make a difference, or will 90 Mile Rose make it 3 on the bounce?
I think it's in a little bit of trouble early. There's a bit of speed with Seriously Lush on her inside. I think I might be able to hold 90 Mile Rose out, and that might set it up for a greyhound like Crypto Manelli, who I've got on top. 6, 4, 5 and 3. It was a really good run on Wednesday 2 weeks ago, 29.91 from box number 1. May need to improve a little bit on the clock, but we know the strength there. We haven't seen this greyhound. He's been off the scene for a while. Really good price last start, $6.20, so well done if you found that. For second, 4, 90 Mile Rose, just don't like with the speed on her inside. For third, 5, Jamie Keeping, and for fourth, 3, Supercharge. He'll be a massive improver. He drops out of free-for-alls. He had no luck on Saturday night last week. Expecting big improvement from him. 6, 4, 5 and 3, race 5.
6, 4, 5 and 3, race number 5 for Jesse. I've gone each way, number 3, Supercharge here. I'm no knock on 90 Mile Rose. It was one of my best bets last week and it was impressive, but that move from box 1 to box 4 just leaves the door ajar for it to be a little challenging to roll into the perfect spot early. Supercharge won't be getting involved in any early speed battles, but some of its performances in top grade of late have been excellent. It's going to get back. It'll be charging to the line late. I thought it looked a nice each way play. Race 5, number 3, Supercharge. From number 4, 90 Mile Rose, it can win if it gets across into the right spot. It'll be hard to roll. It's been very good both starts here in WA. 6, Crypto Manelli will be charging, and 1, Dandel Up Jasper from the good draw comes into play as well. 3 each way from 4, 6 and 1 for me in the fifth. We are up to race number 6. It's the Zach Manelli at stud mixed grade 4 and 5 series heat here over the 600 metres. Fixed odds market with Tab Touch sees Penny Magic 3 into 220, Speed Freak 280 out to 340, B Queen 4 out to 550, Superman Keeping 8 into 650, Wooden Hands 15 into 12, Hecton's Boy 26 into 23. Early scratching of number 2, Lady Dior in race number 6. How do you see it, Jesse?
I'm going to go 1, 6, 3 and 7, sticking with Speed Freak despite the drift in the market. We've got a good record over the trip. She's had the 9 starts for 4 wins and 2 minors. Good record from box number 1, 7 starts, 3 wins. I think she can be a bit too classy for these. For second, 6, Penny Magic. Greyhound is going to be on top of the speed from a wide draw. For third, number 3 in Superman Keeping, and for fourth, 7, Hecton's Boy could fill the back end of first fours there. 1, 6, 3 and 7, race 6.
I'll go 6, 1, 3 and 8 here in race number 6. 6 on top, Penny Magic. No luck its last couple. Greyhound that has won 3 times though here over the 600 metres. 1 in 34.85 from a middle draw only 3 starts ago. Something like that here would see it pretty hard to beat. From number 1, Speed Freak gets the good draw and now a vacant box and a slow beginner in 3. Speed Freak's going to get every possible opportunity. Very good look at the arm early, you'd suggest. 3, Superman Keeping will be strong late, and 8, B Queen. Any greyhound in the care of Paul Kelts certainly is worth respecting. 6, 1, 3 and 8 in race number 6. On to race number 7, Saturday night there at Cannington. It is the Fuller Fitness. Good morning to Maddie Fuller and the team there at Fuller Fitness. Sweetness, another wonderful sponsor of WA Greyhound Racing for a very long period of time. This is a mixed 4-5 series over the 600 metres, and the market with Tab Touch has Chloe Ant, $2.30 favourite in from $2.70. Miss Ronnie Mac, 4 and firm. Fortified Mac, $3.80 out to $4.20. Hurricane Taylor, 4 out to $4.60. Disco Trixie at $10, and Summer of Love at $26.
I'm going 2, 8, 1 and 5. 2 Miss Ronnie Mac on top. She was really good at Mandurah over the 6:52, 37:45. We're not sure how that time's going to compare. We need to see a couple more races over the trip. It's had the 9 starts for 3 wins and 3 martyrs. Personal best at 34.81. She's quick out early. I think she should hold the lead here into the first corner. For second, 8 Fortified Mac was a really good run last week in 35.18. The track was a bit slow, so take that into consideration. Before then was second over the trip from a wide draw. For third, number 1 in Hurricane Taylor. Greyhound who should improve, dropping right back through the grades. And for fourth, 5 Chloe Ant, 2, 8, 1 and 5, race 7.
Gee, it's a deep race. Chloe Ant's come up really trim, and it's been well backed, so plenty of punters teaming up with Chloe there. Excellent record track and trip, 10 for 3 and 5, so placed 8 of 10 over the 600 metres. Going with number 8, Fortified Mac. Don't love the draw for the dog, but if it can just find a posse early, the greyhound looks pretty well placed, coming off a nice win last time out from number 2, Miss Ronnie Mac. That effort, as Jesse alluded to, was excellent last week over the middle distance trip at Mandurah. Number 5, Chloe Ant. That consistency is hard to knock. 4, Disco Trixie's in the mix. 1, Hurricane Taylor's in with a chance as well. I thought you could make a very good case for 5 of the 6 runners in this race. 8, 2, 5, 4 and 1. We move to race number 8, mixed grade 4 and 5 over the 380 metres. No market available here. And interesting affair to round out the quaddie here. Jesse, how are you playing it?
I'm going 4, 5, 6, 8, 4 Simplicity on top. He set the time standard over the 300 metres last week at Mandurah, 17:01. That's about a length faster than what anything has gone so far. For second, 5 Dozic and Browse with that good northern form breaking 30 seconds at her last couple of occasions, been freshened up for this affair. For third, 6 Stang a Storm, a greyhound who's also been racing at Northam and at Cannington over the 5:20. Who'll improve, dropping back in trip. And for fourth, 8 Kerry Heffernan. 4, 5, 6 and 8, race 8.
4, 5, 6 and 8 for Jesse. I've also gone number 4 on top, Simplicity. I think that was an excellent performance over the 300 metres there last time out. Does need to get the start right, though. That'll be the key from box number 4. Have to respect number 2, Escapeway. This greyhound was on a tear at Northam, and the times were pretty good. It went as quick as 17:11. That runner-up performance behind Moment in Bondi was good as well, beating a small margin in 17:21. So greyhounds come across here and had a splash, Escapeway, respecting it. Thought that number 5, Dozic and Browse, its best form in a race like this would be very, very hard to hold out. And I'll also include number 1, Turk's Dream, off the inside draw. 4, 2, 5 and 1 for me. Jesse going 4, 5, 6 and 8. Tuned into Chasing Winners on this Friday morning. It's 5 minutes away from 10 o'clock. We're up to the maiden, the Tommy Shelby at stud over the 520 metres, race 9 here. Jesse?
I'm going 1, 4, 5, 7, 1 Hippie Trail on top. Jesus, greyhounds had a lot of chances to win a maiden. 20 start, lining up for start 20. It's a pretty weak field, let's be honest here. For second, 4, All About Rock, another greyhound who's had plenty of chances. 12 starts for 8 minors. For third, 5 Thumbs Emoji. 6 starts have been placed on 1 occasion. And for fourth, 7 Fish Finder. She should improve off her first hit out in full field conditions. Just keep her safe. 1, 4, 5 and 7, race 9.
4, 1, 2 and 5 for me in the maiden. 4 on top, All About Rock. It has had its chances, but this looks winnable. 1 Hippie Trail back to the maiden, 5:20 after that crack at 600 last week. Wasn't terrible either, to be honest. Just ran into some pretty nice types and stuck on okay. Number 2, Hill Figure, is never too far from the action in these sorts of races. And 5 Thumbs Emoji. 4, 1, 2 and 5. We move to race 10, KCR Pet Transport Novice over the 520 metres. I thought this was one of the better races of the night. Jesse?
I've gone 1, 8, 2 and 5. 1 My Anarchy Boy on top, was second in the Group 3 affair last week. Before then, 29.94 second from this box. He's got a good record. He's a big motor and a greyhound who I have a really high opinion of. He'll keep improving at all he starts. For second, 8 Jet Khan, a greyhound bringing that Wentworth Park form over from New South Wales. First up for James Jeffries, be an interesting watch. For third, number 2, Little Bit Warped, that 29.89 with a 2 back. And for fourth, I'll throw in 5 Sunset Nitro, a greyhound who's probably going to be on speed. He nearly led the Young Stars final last week from a middle draw. He'll improve, dropping right back in close. class from Open Company. 1, 8, 2 and 5, race 10.
1, 8, 2 and 5 for Jesse. I'll go with number 1, make it one of the best on a tricky night. My Anarchy Boy, thought the effort last week was excellent. Gets the chance to cash in on an inside marble from 2, Little Bit Warped, another very talented youngster. 4, Storm Alert, loved its run last week. It can absolutely be right there in the mix. And number 8, Jet Khan. I'll be interested to see how it goes in WA, but brings some very strong New South Wales form lines. 1, 2, 4 and 8. Race 11, the investinthechase.com over the 380 metres. Jesse?
An interesting affair, this novice. 4, 1, 6, 8. Kenya Ramesses on top. Was really good last week when first up for Dave Magistro. 21.84 from an inside draw. Steps out to box 8 where he doesn't have a great record from wide draws. For second, number 4 in our aim. Good winner over the 275 last start. And has run 22.17 in the past. That's a pretty competitive time for this sort of lineup. For third, number 1, Dandalup Punga. And for fourth, I'll throw in 6, Sunset Mayhem. Was a good run last week behind Kenya Ramesses. 8, 4, 1 and 6, race 11.
Yeah, tough race. 6, 4, 8 and 5 for me. 6 on top, Sunset Mayhem. 4, Our Aim. 8, Kenya Ramesses. And 5, Hopeland. 6, 4, 8 and 5. And the last race, number 12, the grounds is pets.com.au. Free for all over the 380 metres.
It is another tough race here. 7, 8, 3 and 2. 7, Bronte Blazer on top. Not known for a record from box 7, that's for sure. 4 starts for only 1 place, but has got a good record over the trip. 18 starts, 7 wins, 5 placings. I don't think we've really seen her in free-for-all company over this trip, but she's right back in class compared to some of her efforts in city class company. Expecting improvement from her, 21.66, so she can run the time to be competitive in these affairs. For second, 8, Daft Jack. Wasn't a terrible run over the 488, back down to the 380 should suit. 21.73, win at 2 back in country class company. For third, number 3, Terra County, who's been really good of late, and for fourth, 2, Startup Bando, who's going to use plenty of the track. 7, 8, 3 and 2, race 12.
8, 7, 1 and 2 for me. 8 on top, Daft's Yak to get the job done, spear over and be in the mix. 7, Bronte Blazer. 1, Rubidium will get that lovely run on the inside with Startup Ando up the track, and 2, Startup Ando. 8, 7, 1, 2. Best bets and a quaddie, Jesse?
Race 1, number 7, All About Stone. Race 6, number 1, Speed Freak. Race 10, number 1, My Anarchy Boy. For the quaddie, 3, 4, 6 the first leg, 1, 3, 6 the second leg, 1, 2, 8 the third leg, 4, 5, 6 in the final leg there, Shorty.
Punters are moving in for the first here at Ballina over the 1,300 metres. Get your bets on there. For me, best bets on the card. Race 1, number 7, All About Stone. Race 3, number 6, Papa Mono. Race 10, number 1, My Anarchy Boy. From a quaddie perspective, first leg there, numbers 1, 3, 4 and 6. Second leg, numbers 1, 3, 6 and 8. Third leg, numbers 1, 2, 4, 5 and 8, and in that final leg just going with numbers 2, 4 and 5. That is it for this Friday morning here on Chasing Winners. Thanks as always for your company. Good luck over the weekend, Jesse. Matt McDermott, as always, you've been elite. Good luck, punters. Have a ripper weekend.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.